Hey guys, Richie here from RW Hobbies. Welcome back to part number 5 of my 737-800 build. So, going really well. So this week we're almost done. Basically decals, which is a major part of this aircraft. Hopefully they go down well and turn out good. And then if so, we're ready for a final reveal next week. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey, welcome back. So, a little bit in trepidation because we're going to do decals, and I've had a bad time with airlines and decals in the past. So it kind of ruined my schemes and stuff, my work. So hopefully this one goes a lot smoother. So we've obviously got the beautiful American Airlines ones here. We got them from the pazdecals.com in Russia, and it didn't take very long at all, just over a week to arrive. They came in like nice kind of cardboard envelope, which didn't bend. So I bought a few. So obviously we're going to do the 737, obviously in American Airlines. But let me show you what else I got going on. So I got the same livery in the 757. I've got British Airways A350-1000. Now you got the window outlines, but not the actual windows themselves, which is a little bit of a bummer. But they look really good too. And then I got the Virgin Atlantic for the same aircraft, A350-1000. I think absolutely looks beautiful in this livery with the kind of pearlescent light grey. And how these worked is you got the basically got two. You got ones with like the colours, and then one of the white markings are on a different sheet behind it, which we'll see in a minute on my ones for today. So they look beautiful too. And then I think we'll do this one next. They look so awesome. The ANA R2D2 Star Wars livery. Again, you don't get the windows, you just get the window outlines, the frames. But look how amazing that looks. Make an awesome aircraft. So I went from direct on the website in Russia. No problem at all, really. They're not that expensive. A lot cheaper than buying on eBay. For example, this guy, I think the big sheet here was probably about $10 US, and on eBay they're about $20-25. So it's a huge difference. So for these 1, 2, 3, 4, for these 5 sets of decals shipped with shipping, I think it was like $40 something. So it wasn't that bad at all. But yeah, so go to them direct, not buy online, is the key. Now you get this little sheet here, like basic instructions of how to use the decals. And then as I mentioned here on the one we're doing today, you have the white separately, because obviously it's hard to get a print that prints white. So you got the white ones here, and then you got I'm looking at the sheet too, they're not laser cut, they're screen printed. So you have to we're gonna have to cut all these out individually too. So you've got white goes down first, and then the colours will go on top, so it's to be clear. So the white will show underneath it. So there are decals. We don't get any kind of instructions on any of these showing you kind of where the stuff goes, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory how, you know, these where they go and that kind of stuff for these schemes. It's not too overcomplicated. So obviously we'll start with the white background first, let that completely dry, and then we'll come back to the colour stuff. But we do have windows on this one, and we do have the cockpit window, because as you know we obviously filled the fuselage. But yeah, these look really good. So just have the instructions on here. Transfer decal, decals, prepare, cut next to the, basically cut it out, put it in water for 30 seconds, apply to model, and remove the substrate, which is basically the backing paper. Remove any moisture with cotton swab. This decal may be coated with varnish on any basis. We thank you for choosing our products, blah, blah, blah. That's pretty much, okay, it's like any other decal, but the only difference is obviously you've got to cut these out. Even on here. Yeah, I guess so. So we just cut them out. We'll take a little bit of time, but again, it's not like we're doing a F4 Phantom here with 10,000 decals. It's pretty straightforward. So always makes me a little nervous, because this is what makes or breaks the model of this pit with these decals. So let me, we kind of talked about what we've got going on here. So let me kind of put these to the side, get the model back over, and then we can start applying some of these decals and seeing how well they go down. But definitely using lots of water, so I've got plenty of time to slide these around, get them in place, because in the past, especially the 26 decals, they almost stick instantly and you can't move them. So I'm going to be very kind of cautious with these guys. All right, cool. So let me get these to the side, and we'll start working on them. Here we go. So it makes me nervous doing decals live, because you never know what's going to happen. So I'll cut it out with a pair of scissors. As you can see, cut maybe 1 mil around the outside of the white. And because we have no instructions for this one, we got to basically, I just pulled up an image here on my iPad to help me to figure out where these guys go. So as always, just some water in a little ramekin. I put in the microwave for 15 seconds, and then I'm just going to dip it in. Just let it sit for a few seconds, and Also want to get a brush because I want to put some water on the actual surface here too to get it, so kind of some wiggle room to move this thing around. I'm not using any setting solutions on this. I usually microsol set, but being polished aluminum, I'm not quite sure how it's going to react. So if possible, I just want to go buy some water and see how that works. So let me kind of see what we've got. Okay, yep, it's working good. So I'm looking at it's off camera here, but I'm looking here like where the AA goes. It looks like it goes just kind of level where kind of the angle is on the tail. That kind of makes sense. So bring this guy in, and we just want to get this kind of lined up. And it is give me some wiggle room on here, so we want to move it up a little and across. Now this decal's pretty big, so I just want to make sure it's not overlapping anywhere we shouldn't be. It looks like there's kind of a good spot. Just want to make sure it needs to go a touch higher maybe. I know this is not riveting viewing, but I'm just basically just trying to get this thing lined up and straight. So this is actually a little tricky because there's no power lines. So I think it's... So I'm using the lines on a mat here. So that's straight, and then that looks pretty good actually. I don't... One of those things where I don't want to spend too much time, you know, and just keep moving the thing backwards and forwards a million times. But that was easier to work with, so I did have plenty of wiggle room to work it. A little bit of water underneath. Even now I can still move this thing around. I'm gonna let that one dry a little bit, and then I'm gonna do this one. I cut this one out too. This is obviously a big boy, and the main one going around the side here, so I want to make sure I do get that one right. So I'm gonna do that one off camera. Exactly the same as what I just did here. So I'm gonna work around the aircraft, put one of the white ones on first, and then we'll pretty much leave that for a few hours to really set, so it doesn't go anywhere. Then we'll come back in with the colors to go over top of those. So. Cool. Wish me luck. Let me kind of go off camera. It's a little bit easier for me to work, and I'll take some time and get all the white ones on. I'll come right back and show you where we're at. All right, so got the white on. No problem at all, really. Wasn't that much issue, so they're on. Did this side first, actually, and I did put the color on top of it, so you can see how it's going to look with the white behind it and the blue and red in front of it. So looking really good. Point to note with this guy is my reference pictures show the stripe a little bit up the door, but my decals actually, the door ends at the bottom of the stripe, so I had to adjust a little bit on this side. So just FYI, this is going to be the bottom of the doors and run that way for the doors being the right spot, but no big problem. Around the front here, a little bit of a mess. I can use some settling solutions and stuff to try to get the bed down and get a nicer look at the front. It definitely looks a little bit gnarly right now. And that is really it. So it definitely looks a lot different once you add the colour to the white. But yeah, so I let these dry. I'm a little bit nervous because it's actually a 3-stage decal, because we got the white, we got the colour, and then we got the windows to go on top of it. So we'll see how we go. I might do a safety measure and just clear coat it after this guy, and then put the windows on top of that, because I don't know, 3 decals on top of each other seems a little bit kind of risky. But anyway, so look, that's get a look at how it's going to look. Cool. So alright, so I just want to get quick stuttering my words. Quick update. I'm going to finish off doing some decals, try to fix this front end here, and I'll be right back. Alright, so the decals are on, so let me kind of show you where we're at. So the wings are done. These little guys and on there. You do get 2 types on here with the decals. You get the darker one with the, like the Coral Guard, and you get the plain one. But look at the pictures online. It definitely looks like it just has the outline, not the painted kind of textured interior. So I'm not using these 2. So the wings are done. They just need to be clear coated, and then next week we get onto a little bit of wash and just pick out some panel lines. We did obviously the winglets and engines. Just simple, just one decal running through it. Now I've got to say, these HADS decals are actually really, really nice to work with. They're nice and thin, but plenty of time to work with it with some water. It settled down really nicely, and I did have a couple of like heart and mouth moments where something kind of got folded over themselves, but just a little bit touch of water and some patience, I managed to unfold it even a few minutes afterwards and fix it all. So really happy like these decals. They were actually really nice. So the only thing is you have to cut them out, which is some work to go through, and definitely takes a lot longer to cut decals out than having just like simply slide them off a sheet with like screen printed. But let me show you the main guy here, and here we go. So no problem. So in the end, I just put the windows down. Front's okay. I mean, it's not brilliant. I mean, it's a little bit here and there, but I think it looks. I'm definitely pleased how it turned out, better than I expected. So when you have that line down, it really transforms the whole look of the aircraft, right? And then on the other side too, obviously. Yeah, so I've pretty much done them all. I've got a few little guys here and there, like the windshield wipers you're not going to see because the window's dark. These guys, I think a couple go on the doors at the front, the nose wheel doors for the gear doors, and these couple I think go at the back somewhere. I just need to figure it out. Maybe it's at the APU exhaust or something, I don't know. But I think there's those two really left. But overall, really good. Now I've got to point out, as you see on the camera, where I've been handling it, which I've not handled it much, but you can see that AK Extreme Metals paint's just worn away. See how it's worn away? So I definitely got to come back and spray a little bit, touch it up just along here, this bit right there. So a little bit upsetting, well, not to say upsetting, but just, I don't know, disappointing maybe the word I should use. I definitely used sealer for it, and this has been sat in the box for over a week, so it's fully dry because I was waiting for the decals to arrive in the mail. So it's still worn away. So just, I mean, it's not the most strongest of things, the AK Extreme Metals. I do like the Tamiya LP paints. They're really nice metallics. I'm not sure if I had the right shade for this, but if you can, I'd recommend using those more than the AK Extreme Metals. If you could, like I say, it's just worn away. See how, but it's not a big problem. I can just put a piece of paper each side, protect the decals, and just spray it. Obviously, no masking tape, so I'm gonna ruin these, but I'll just spray the top there, and we should be good to go. But yeah, that's how we're looking really good. So I'm actually going to wrap the video up here. I think it's a good stopping point for this week. So I'm going to wrap the video up. Decals are done, apart from those couple here I just need to put on. And then we'll come back next week and we'll weather the grey parts. I'm not going to weather the silver because I think it looks good the way it is. And I think ready for a final reveal. So really enjoyed doing this one. Very happy how the decals went down. Expecting the worst, but managed to get down. I think it looks really good. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.